What's up, everybody? Sean from Pet Water Anglers, and today we're going to be tying the Ausable Wulff. So let's jump in. Alright guys, so we are going to be tying an Ausable Wulff today, which is just a super great pattern, one that I've fished quite a bit, and has worked in a lot of different waters for me. So let's go ahead and jump in. Got a size 8 hook here, all sorts of debris from tying these on the hooks, but yeah, so size 8 dry fly hook, and then today we're going to be using some Danville, and this is 70 denier, and this is the waxed Flymaster and Fire Orange. So we'll get this started here and work all the way down, just using this tag end to sort of apply some pressure and get those wraps to be pretty close. So this is a Fran Betters fly, really great fly, and I'm going to try to tie it as close to the original recipe as I can. So for the tail, we're going to be using some woodchuck, and what I like to do with this stuff is just come in here like so, get a good clump there, maybe a little bit more. So get that, kind of pull it up, clip it low, because there's a fly that I tie with this under fur, and I'll do a little video for it, but you can see there's quite a bit of material there. It's a total waste to throw that out. And what I tie with it, let's see, I've got one here. It's just this little, kind of like an Ausable ugly, but just this like little buggy streamer. This thing's awesome. Anyway, just save that stuff, set it to the side, take our tails, and I'm just going to be measuring about the length of the hook. A little longer is okay. Let's capture that in. Wrap up to about halfway, give or take. Pull these up, come in here with your scissors and just clip that out. And by doing it that way, we'll give ourselves a good ramp to work with, cleaning it up. And this is where we're going to tie in our posts. So just a little bit above half. And I've spoken with a couple friends who are much more expert, or far more expert on this fly than I am, and that's kind of the original recipe. So about halfway, and then just a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie in our next material, which is just some calf tail. You can see I've used quite a bit of this one, so we're at the kind of curly tip fibers, but it'll work. So separate a good chunk of that, we'll clip it out, and then just take a look at it. If you got some really long ones, you can just go ahead and strip stack it. It's like that. Don't get too carried away, but try to even them up a little bit. And I'm going to show you, so typically when you're working with this stuff, you're working with it and it's in your right hand, and then you need to transfer it over. So a great way to transfer this material over is to take it, just push against your other thumb like so, and then there you go. So that way you can tie it in. So anyway, go ahead now. About the same idea about the length of the hook. I don't get too carried away on that. A few wraps. Just make sure it's seated where you want it. And now come in here, pull up on this material, come in, and then just clip with your scissors parallel to the hook. And that's going to give us a really nice ramp to wind down and clean up these butt ends. So there we go. Once we've done that, we're going to come in, we're going to pull up on these fibers here, just pull everything back, and then we're going to build a little bit of a thread dam. And all this is going to do is really lift this post material and just keep working back and forth. This is one of the areas I really like, having that wax thread. Doesn't seem to slip. So once those are standing up just like so, we can go ahead and come in here. I'm just going to split these out. Try to get them close to even as we can. Maybe just a little bit more over there. Now hold on to one side, and we're going to do a few figure 8 wraps. So get a few figure 8 wraps, and then what I like to do is come in here, and I'm going to grab this post, and I'm just going to hold this here, like so, and come up and under Do the same on the other side, up and under, and there you go. Now I'll wrap this back. I've got a few stragglers I can see, so I'll just come in here and clip those out as right now. There we go. Wrap back to the tail, and then we're going to go ahead and dub it. So for the dubbing on this, I'm using Awesome Possum, and this is in Rusty Brown, and this is what Fran used to use. Like I said, trying to keep it somewhat original. Now, you don't need to use this. You don't need to use this color or this dubbing. You can use whatever you like for dry flies, and whatever color, you know, the mayflies on your local water come in. Like I said, just kind of sticking to the old school recipe here. So slide this up, and then pretty loose. And what I'd like to do with this material and with a lot of dubbing materials is sort of dub it on somewhat loosely, and then if I need to tighten up as I wrap, I will. So I'll just sort of keep tightening it up as I go here. Yeah, just tighten that a little bit up. So there we go. Now for the body on this, it's really pretty short, and then I like to give myself a little bit of room here. The majority of this fly is Hackle, and so give yourself a little bit of room. And again, that's another reason why we tie that wing, that post in sort of central compared to a lot of other dry flies where you're going up a few mil from that. But got a grizzly Hackle dyed ginger, so I'm just going to strip off a few of the fibers off of that, and I'm going to tie it in so that this duller side, so you can see there's a shiny side and a dull side, so I'm going to tie it in so this dull side is towards me. Just capture that in, and then I've got another grizzly, and this is just the undyed, the natural, and again I've already stripped out a few of those fibers, so I'll just capture it in here, dull side again towards myself. So at this point I'll just come under, wrap those stems down, and I leave a little bit of room up here to capture these Hackle. It's very easy to crowd this fly. It's very easy to crowd any fly, but just give yourself a little bit of room up there. And we'll go ahead and we'll start. Try to get, I'd say about 3 to 4 wraps behind. Let's see what you can get away with. And then give or take 5 or 6 wraps in front. A lot of Hackle on this fly. It was designed to survive some of the pocket water on the west branch of the Ausable, which is pretty heavy, and so this extra Hackle definitely helps. Come in here, I'm just going to clip that out, pull everything back, and just do a few wraps, tidy up, and then we're going to go ahead and take our ginger Hackle and do the same. Sometimes I like to check it at this point and see, make sure I'm getting some good coverage. Not the end of the world if some of your orange thread comes out and through, but not a bad idea either to just check, see how you're going. So again, just sort of winding this up and through. And here we go. Another thing I like to do is when I capture my Hackle, as you can see here, I'm just going to capture it on the top. I find that that's just easier in the long run to capture and clean everything up, as long as it's upright. So a few wraps, capture that off, and again just come in here, clip that out, pull everything back, just tidy up the head at this point, like so. You can see if you got any rogue fibers, clip them out. Not very crucial. It's a real buggy pattern, so it's not going to be the end of the world if you have a few rogue fibers, but looking good. Just check it again before you complete everything, but happy with that. So I'm going to show you what I like to do as far as whip finishing these sorts of dry flies. I will just clip these. They're kind of obnoxious, but anyway, what I'll typically do is go ahead and I'll pull quite a bit of thread out of the bobbin. Okay, get my whip finish started here, like so, and then I'm just going to let this bobbin dangle off of my ring finger, okay? Because what that allows me to do is to come in here with my thumb and forefinger and really pull all this material back. Sorry for the squeaky whip finisher, but I'll do that again for you. This just allows you to get a real clean finish on your fly and not capture a million little bits of hackle. So again, just letting that bobbin sort of dangle right here off of my finger. Just pull this back a couple turns, tighten it up, and there you go. There you go. That's an Ausable Wulff. Really great pattern, guys. Go ahead, experiment with these, mess around. Anywhere you got pocket water, a great fly to tie. You know, and again, you know, you can tie them as bushy or as thin as you want. I'll tie some thinner versions for some slower water, but really, really, truly a great fly. And hope that helps. And go out and fish these. Let me know how they do, and hope to see you guys on the water soon. Thanks so much for watching.